بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. بنرحب بكم جميعا في هذا المؤتمر اللي حنتكلم فيه إن شاء الله عن إطلاق مبادرة التنمية المستدامة ودور الجامعات في تحقيقها. بنركز فيها على المملكة العربية السعودية، لأنه حاليا بدينا في العمل مع جامعات السعودية في أنها تجوين أول بلاتفورم لدولة بالتحديد اللي هي المملكة العربية السعودية. حنتكلم باللغة الإنجليزية لأنه معانا ناس كثيرين هنا ما بيتكلموا عربي وغير ناطقين باللغة العربية، فبستسمحكم كلكم. صح بنتكلم عن المملكة العربية السعودية لكن حنتكلم باللغة الإنجليزية. So I will switch now. Good morning everyone. Warm welcome from London. It is 9:34 or 33 minutes here in London. Welcome to this conference, SDGs Universities. We're going to be specifically discussing the new initiative we have just launched at the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, bringing all universities in Saudi Arabia to work together towards achieve the Saudi Arabia Vision 2030 and then contribute to the global, if you like, journey to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Just a few housekeeping one. Number one, we have muted everyone and everyone will stay muted because we have a large number of people joining and want to make sure there's no any disturbance to the presentations. If you would like during this 3 hours or 4 hours meeting or conference, you would like to send us any message, please use the chat, and there's lots of people going to be following it. We are not intending really to give lots of time for question and answer, but if there's any burning question, please write it in the chat and I will make sure we will address it as quickly as possible. This is just a starting conference and we have to push this quickly because Ramadan is coming in a few days and we want to make sure we at least, we already have done a lot of webinars, face-to-face. I met people face-to-face in Saudi Arabia, but also we had done a lot of Zoom meetings. 2 days ago, we had one. On Monday, we had another one with another university. And we will continue to do that. But we just wanted to make sure we will at least give a brief summary of this initiative. Now, the program will start. We hopefully will finish by before or by 1 o'clock. We have a fantastic lineup of speakers. And I will show you the program very shortly. And then we will hopefully finish by 1 o'clock. Now, I will just quickly show you the program. I'm sure you have seen it, but let's make sure everyone with us now is actually be prepared if you're going to have any break or you have any meeting or anything and you would like to rejoin, just to remind you what is the plan. And I will just take you to our website. So it's an opportunity also show you the website where you can see all our material. So this is our website. One of our website actually is just dealing with the conferences and event. And this is our conference today. This is part of a very successful conference series. It's an online one. It's becoming very popular because it is snappy, very short, and it's global. The series is called Recent Development in Research and Teaching Towards the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. This is number 6, but this one is specifically been dedicated to Saudi Arabia's Sustainable Development Goals Universities Initiative. You can watch all the series, see all of it. But if we go quickly here to the program, we will start now, give you an overview about this initiative. As I said, we will talk about the SDGs University Initiative, global one in general, but we will be more focusing on the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia Sustainable Development Goals Initiative. Then we will move to Dr. Petru Dimitriou, who is going to give us an expert. In my opinion, I think he is one of the best people to really provide that expert reflection and analysis on United Nations country reports. Is going to evaluate the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia national or voluntary national review submitted by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to the United Nations 2023 in a broader context to set the scene for what we're planning to do. We will then go to Southampton. Sorry, we will join Petru, I think from Switzerland or Romania, one of these countries. So, sorry, Petru, I didn't know exactly where you are now, or maybe in another country. And then we, after that review, we will connect it immediately after that with a specific example, well sought after and well robust work at University of Southampton, one of our key partners, and it will be led by Dr. Muhammad Hassan Said. He's director of the chemical engineering from Southampton University, and also leading all the efforts in this initiative worldwide in terms of climate change, engineering, chemical engineering. He's going to talk about Saudi academia and sustainability, a multidisciplinary vision. So he will link one specific area to show you what exactly this initiative is all about, to the vision analysis, which is going to be reviewed by Dr. Petro. So we will have the global perspective, and then we will have a specific focus on the Vision 2030 of Saudi Arabia by Dr. Muhammad. Then we will move to the third session, or the last session, where we are very pleased and honored to have a fantastic contribution from the Association of Arab Universities about their future vision for KSA universities. And I'm very pleased we will be joined by the Secretary General of the association. He kindly, although he's traveling, but he kindly going to give us his time to speak to us, Professor Abdul Salama. He's a Secretary General. And then we will also have a presentation or a contribution for the Federation of the Arab Scientific Research Councils, which is part of the Arab League. Also, I know they have been in Oman, but they very kindly going to contribute. And then we will also speak a little bit more about something we have heard from almost all universities we met in Saudi Arabia, and I think across the world. But in Saudi Arabia, the issue of journals published in Saudi Arabia, how they can be assessed and be ready and submitted to Scopus and other major abstracts and citation. I'm very pleased also to have colleagues from Elsevier and Scopus. And yesterday we had a meeting which was supposed to be 1 hour. We ended up in a meeting for 4 hours. Fantastic discussion, mostly focusing on Saudi Arabia. And there's a lot to come from this relationship between us and Elsevier and Scopus. And then we might find time to speak about ranking, although it's been so much talking about the ranking. But what is very specific to us is to give you an idea where we can help in terms of not the Times Higher or QS or the Shanghai ranking. No, generally, how can we help in this area? And then we will finish. Hopefully, we'll finish before 1 o'clock. We are aiming to finish really before 1 o'clock. Let's see what we can do. Now, in the first part, to give you an idea about this initiative in general and specifically about Saudi Arabia, we had a small presentation. Normally, we present this to give you the theoretical and the framework, what we wanted to do, what we wanted to achieve, and how we managed to achieve it. And then we will show you a real demo. So you're going to see a real demo of the platform or the initiative. But first, I will give you I will go through a presentation, a quick one, to give you an idea about what we're trying or what we have been working on for the last, I don't know, since 2020, which is going to 5 years now. Can anyone just in the chat, to make sure you all see it, can you just 1 or 2 people in the chat, please, just drop me a chat, say you can see and you can hear me, because we have people from all over the world. Just wanted to make sure. I don't want to stop before people. So please, just anyone can drop us in the chat that you see the slide in full and that you hear us well, because it's very important. We don't want to come back and say there's some issues with the sound. Okay, let me see. There's 2 people now. Okay, Petru, hear and see. I can see it and I can hear it. Excellent. So we have 2 people. Excellent. Now, many people ask us when we talk about this initiative, what is WSD? World Association for Sustainable Development. It's a very large, big forum of academia, and we started more than 24 years now, and there's much to say about WSD, but I'm really not going to spend too much time here because it's all available in our website. We have 19, maybe 20 websites for our publications, conferences, everything we do. So there's a lot of material online, and also there's a lot of brochures. Just one example, if you want to collaborate with us, you want to have a relationship with us, there is a specific one called WAS Collaboration, Relationship, and Partnership as an example. One of our major initiatives in this initiative we're going to talk about today, Sustainable Development Goals Universities, but more specifically, we're going to focus on Saudi Arabia. So WAST is a big organization. It started back in 1999, and we are a global forum. We wanted to help the world be a better place by several things. When we started, our aim was number one, as an academics in developed countries, in the UK, in America, in France, in Germany, Australia, New Zealand, we said we need to make sure the scientific output we produce in these developed countries can equally be used and accessed by those in developing countries. Because our argument is that no matter how good research we do here at Sussex or at Queen Mary or at Oxford or whatever it is, if people in developing countries like in Africa, they cannot access it freely and use it, I think we will have what we call it a knowledge gap. That's number one. Number two, so we have campaigned a lot. Number two, we have been campaigning, and I'm pleased to see that the United Nations and many other organizations have now taken that for the last, I don't know, 7 or 8 or 10 years now. We have been campaigning from 1999 about the issues of sustainable development. In order to achieve them, you have to look at them from a multidisciplinary lens or angle. What we mean by that, to achieve sustainable development, you need political science, you need agriculture, you need scientists, you need medical, you need oncologists, you need everyone to be on board. Because one example, plastic bags in the UK now, you pay 35B for using a plastic bag. But in the first place, if you want to minimize the number of people using plastic bags, or throwing them on the street and damaging the environment, one critical and crucial part is education. Educating people about using the minimum they need after they use it, where to recycle it, the importance of not throwing it on the street. So that means you need the people who are doing with education and so on. Sustainable development cannot be achieved without political decisions from the political leaders, governments. So you need to involve people from political science and so on, international relations. Very important, because you want people to work together, diplomacy, multilateral diplomacy, and so on and so forth. So this is all been part of what we've been doing. Consumption of water. There's a lot of water being wasted, and there's a lot of, or billions of people or millions of people that don't have access to water. So this is the issues we have been campaigning for. The last issue we wanted to achieve, and we hope we will achieve it, is these issues of sustainable development cannot be achieved without us all working together. So no matter how we do well here in the UK, it will not achieve global sustainable development if people in Saudi Arabia, in Namibia, in Romania, in India, they all do the same. We all, yes, we are different, act locally, but think globally. This is something we've been working for. So that journey for 24 years took us to many places, but we also collaborated with many people. Ahliya University in Bahrain, University of West Indies in the Caribbean, Griffith University in Australia, University of Khartoum, United Nations agencies, all of them, not all of them, but most of them, I think we did work with them, publishers, private sectors, banks, and so on. So we did use global forums where we have to bring this young generation. So we have been working, this is just a snapshot, but there's so many organizations, not necessarily academics and universities, we've been involved with. And again, please go to our website, read a lot about our partnership. And if you want to partner with us, please, there's a lot of material there, and we will be very happy to engage with anyone across the world. We are very global, very diverse. Now, I think this is, oh yes, this is our website for the partnership and collaboration. And you can see we collaborated with people in Indonesia, United Nations, African Association of African Universities, Saudi Arabia, King Salman University. We have done a lot of King Salman Humanitarian Fund, Bahrain, Indonesia again, and then the list will go down and go down. Sudan, where is this? Sussex, Napier University, Australia. It's a lot of engagement we have been doing. So if we go back to the slides, if you need to have a testimony, this is just a snapshot of 4 types of people. Government, His Excellency John Nasambu, the former Minister of ICT for Uganda. If you need from the private sector, this is also a statement about our work on knowledge management from Stewart. from the American Express. He's now the second or third person in Google. If you need from academia, there's a lot of testimony. This is just one example of one of our founders, Douglas Hensler. From the at that time he was the provost for the Naval Postgraduate School in Montreal in the US. If you need from government like in the Arab countries, this is very nice thank you letter from the minister, from the Prime Minister of United Arab Emirates about the work we have done in knowledge management. What we are presenting today, because of the time, I'm very keen to move quickly. We are going to present today or introduce today an innovative digital platform to reconnect. And the reason we use the word reconnect, because universities have been connecting to each other, but not really as the way we think would have achieved or speed up or accelerate the progress to achieve sustainable development and now the sustainable development goals. So we really thought very much about this digital platform we are introducing, or we introduced already, to reconnect universities specifically with the discourse of sustainable development. This is what we will be showing you today. Now, to our journey somehow in 2016, and I'm very pleased, Dr. Petru Dimitriou, ambassador, he's the former vice chair of the Joint Inspection Unit of the United Nations. Back in 2016, we started learning about each other, working together, reading their reports. They read our reports. They came to our conferences. We went to their conferences in the United Nations. This relationship really has been instrumental in enhancing and strengthening and cementing our understanding of all these issues of how the academia can help and come on board to help the United Nations in making serious high-level decisions. So thanks to Petru and his team and others in the United Nations, we've been involved heavily with the UN. So we've been invited to organize our conference 2018, and we again 2019 in London, then 2024 last year also in Geneva. But one of the significant, I remember, part of our work with the Joint Inspection Unit was really this particular report, which we now used when we are talking to governments and public policy stakeholders. The UN took a big report or an analysis of how decisions or policy decisions should be based on research. And that's where we really managed to bring a lot of academia on board with the UN to look into these issues. Now, if we look at the situation now, according to the UN own reports and according to Gortais himself last September, progress generally across the whole world, it is only 17% to achieve in terms of achievement or implementation of sustainable developments. So the progress, I know it is not, it's a sad news. I'm not bringing you new news. Most of you know that or knew that. Most of you, some might be shocked, but some might be saying, okay, we expected that. But some people now, they say, okay, yes, it's important we understand why there is not much progress is being made. Now, this is another discussion. We can discuss this in many, but there's a lot of reports, and even the United Nations Secretary General himself has a lot of presentation, talks about progress is not being enough. But Dr. Petru will talk to us shortly about, he knows the UN system better than many of us across the world, because he's spent a lot of time of his life working in the United Nations. So I will leave this to him. But generally, if you look to this chart, which was presented last conference, you can see there is green, yellow, red, and gray. The green is the progress so far, and the yellow is the progress is still not fully achieved, and then it goes all the list to the red where there is no progress. But more seriously for me, as someone, professor of knowledge management, I deal with data a lot. The gray one is that there is insufficient and there is no data. This is a serious one. Imagine now you have low progress, or on track is very little, off track or seriously off track is a lot. But more seriously for me is where you have no data even in the future. And that's why we always say to government, you need to think of data. It's very important, because without data, you cannot do anything. So you can see clearly, this is all UN reports. This is not our work. Now, the United Nations, the Secretary General himself, he said, despite now we have a very low progress, we are not on track. We're only 17% on track. Now, how can we achieve 2030? He didn't say specifically how we still can achieve 2030. Maybe I missed one of his report, but generally the UN have a lot of emphasis and think seriously artificial intelligence could be a tool to help not to achieve the SDGs, but to accelerate the progress. So this is a UN actually, if you like, thinking about hope or having a lot of hope on AI, artificial intelligence, for accelerating progress. So that's why in this initiative, we are focusing very seriously on the role of artificial intelligence and data science on accelerating progress. So these are all from the UN. AI and machine learning can be used to accelerate progress on the SDGs, and the United Nations is already playing a crucial role in making it possible. This is from the UN reports. AI and machine learning are utilized to analyze large amounts of data, blah, blah, blah. AI for sustainability is already a branch of AI that explores them. So the UN is already exploring this very heavily, and there's no surprise. In the United Kingdom, our Prime Minister, I think a month ago, in a big conference, they launched a big initiative, billions of pounds is going to be spent on artificial intelligence because it will help in the health sector, it will help in education, and so on. Donald Trump, you have seen millions or billions of dollars are going to be spent. So clearly, every country, you can look at Saudi Arabia, our country of focus today, they are doing a lot of great work on AI. They're leading now in Arab countries and across the world. So this is where this initiative also taking seriously the role of AI in accelerating progress. A second dimension where we're going to be focusing a lot, and we have a lot of experts on this area, data science and artificial intelligence worldwide, not necessarily from the UK. There is a lot of arguments by data scientists that data science can actually help achieve all these 17 sustainable development. And you can take them one by one. No poverty, zero hunger. There's a lot of work going on this one. So the initiative generally took into account these two dimensions, data science and artificial intelligence, as the tools to accelerate progress. Now, another dimension, I have noticed not many organizations take this dimension the way we take it, but we are very proud to have been working very closely with different organizations, not necessarily the United Nations, in emphasizing the role of the young generations, engaging the young generations. And I really like this quote: children need to learn to take responsibility for their actions so that they do not become adults believing that nothing is ever their fault. We are doing all this for our kids, but at the time I graduated from university a long time ago, I didn't have a mobile phone. Now my daughter, since she was 4, I think, she can play with a mobile phone. And these mobile phones, they have serious consequences on the way, on our journey to achieve sustainable development. And therefore, we should all be very carefully educating our kids at the school, at universities now, because like many people, they say today's young generations or youth, they are not talking, they are messaging or texting. So you can see them in your own house, your daughters or your they are talking to each other by text and messages. They don't talk. So imagine this is a completely different generation. We need to make sure we educate them to take responsibility of what we are trying to reserve for them. The second point we also emphasized after COVID, all of you, I'm pretty sure, agree, business as usual will not suffice. We cannot continue as we used to continue before 2019. Until today, many universities, even in the UK, lectures are taken online until today. So things are not as before, and many people agree things are not going to be the same like before 2019. One example I gave in the office yesterday when I had the meeting with people from my colleagues from Elsevier and Scobus, they came from Oxford. I said to them, if you go to Oxford Street in London, 30 years ago, if anyone told me, one day, Alam, you will see Oxford Street, one of the biggest shopping streets in the entire European continent, will be 1/3 empty, looking for people to rent the space, you will never have believed them. Now, if you go to Oxford Street, the biggest shopping street in the entire continent, two shops, the third one is empty, looking for rent. And then they told me, one of their colleague or friend from Oxford or Reading, he was looking to expand his business, and he found that renting a shop or a space in Oxford Street is cheaper than renting in Reading area. Shocking to me. But again, it's not shocking because I can see how desperate those owners of these shops in Oxford Street would like to rent them because they have been empty for many years. Yes, every time I go to Oxford Street, they're empty. So we really have to take this into account. Universities, we want them to work in a way, but we need to take this account. This is 22nd of July in our final global launch of the initiative in Geneva. We were very grateful for the United Nations office at Geneva, particularly the Director General Office, and Her Excellency Dr. Tatiana. She came and officially opened the conference. But one of the statements, I just picked one of the statements, her video, her speech is available online. She said, I am particularly pleased to see on the agenda of the conference the emphasis on the vital role of educational institutions in driving forward the implementation of Agenda 2030. This is a view shared by many of the governments in Geneva or in New York, permanent representative, and we are very grateful also for Her Excellency, the ambassador to the UN and representative of Qatar, Dr. Hind, one of our founders, Hind Julu, who also share the same views and others. I remember I met His Excellency Al-Wasil, the Saudi Arabia permanent representative to the UN. They all share the same views. Universities, they have a critical role to drive this implementation of Agenda 2030. So from all levels, this is what is happening. Now, what is the SDGs Universities Initiative? Why is needed? Although I already start telling you why we need it, who should join, and what do members get from the platform? Of course, the first people are very keen to listen to this answer are those universities in Saudi Arabia. They would like to join. Some of them have already started joining. But this applies to all those who are joining us today from Lebanon, from Jordan, from Egypt, from Uganda, from Iraq. There's a lot of people. I met a lot of vice chancellors from Iraq, Bar University and others. All of them, this applies to them and why the presentation should really apply to them. So the SDGs Universities Initiative, it's an innovative database linking universities across the world that are working on the SDGs, number one. In addition to the main SDG university platform, the big one, there are many sub-platforms. One example, because we're talking about Saudi Arabia here, is the Arab Universities platform. So for example, we have the big one, which is bringing everyone together. But again, then we have as a regional or sub-regional. I'm just giving you an example of one because we're talking about Saudi Arabia, which belongs to the Arab countries. And there's a big organization bringing all Arab universities in Jordan. It's called the Arab Universities Association, which we are very pleased to listen to their Secretary General. But we are not replacing the work they do. No, we are just giving you an idea. This platform, it can help all organizations bringing universities together. Why we need it? Very simple answer, and we are confident about this. It doesn't exist at the moment. Yes, we have reviewed all the association of universities, and we cannot find anyone which does what we have. I think luckily enough, we managed to bring. We are not perfect. We still have a lot of things to do. But in the last 5 years, I'm very proud to say the people who've been involved, the advisory boards, the experts, the professor, the technical team, everyone, the volunteers, really, they have done a fantastic work. We think this is the first time universities can actually work together. And I will tell you why. There are many universities associations in different parts of the world. I'm going to give you just a few examples. But you can go to them, Google their website, and you will say, oh, Alam, you're right. I don't think the way they set up until now, they are able to do what we are doing in the way we are simply doing. The first example we took or we look at very in great detail is the International Association of Universities, which is based, the home of this is UNESCO in France. Interestingly, when you go to this website, what you will get, say United Kingdom, the members countries, which is the universities. You click on the United Kingdom and you will get a list of universities. And then you click on any university you like, imagine Sussex, Queen Mary, Oxford, and then that will take you to the university website. But at the back end, how this university is connecting with the others and how you generate knowledge from their collective efforts and integrated effort does not exist. But more interestingly, and as I said, this is just an exploration. It's nothing to do with why I selected this organization to highlight. You can go to any organization. If you go to the International Association of Universities, you click on the UK. I don't know why, but you can find only 6 or 7 universities out of the 100 universities we have in the UK, because these are just the universities which are members of that association. So again, there is not much you can take from here in terms of global partnership for the goals. If you go again to the Association of Commonwealth Universities, where we at the United Kingdom, part of this big organization, Australia, some African countries, New Zealand, Canada, and so on. Again, the same problem. You click on the Association of Commonwealth Universities, which is based here in London. You find, say you go to the United Kingdom, and then you find the list of universities, Sussex, Queen Mary, Imperial, Aberdeen, blah, blah, blah. You click on that university, and it will take you to the university. That's all. If you go to African university like Ghana, you click on University of Ghana, it takes you to University of Ghana. That's it. Of course, they are doing seminars, workshops, and so on. But technically speaking, they are not really digitally connected. And we are in a digital world. The UN want us to connect. They want us to use digital to advance digital transformation. Our strategy, interestingly, if you read in the Association of Commonwealth Universities, our strategy reinforces our fundamental belief that global challenges can only be solved through international collaboration and our collective commitment to achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development through higher education. So this is exactly what we want to achieve by this platform. Now, Arab universities. We've been heavily involved in the Arab countries, United Arab Emirates, Jordan, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Morocco, a lot of involvement in these countries. But if you go to the Association of Arab Universities, you will find the same scenario. You will go to Saudi Arabia, you will find the list of universities. Of course, there's a lot of work they do, but the platform itself, that's where it will connect you. And again, this is global issue. It's nothing to do with Arab universities or African universities or Commonwealth. We can't see any platform really, it does go further. There is another big organization, I'm sure many of you will know it because Saudi Arabia, most of the Saudi Arabian universities are part of the Federation of the Universities of the Islamic World. It's based in Rabat, in Morocco. And I remember when we went there, the Director General was from Saudi Arabia, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Again, the same issue. You go to Saudi Arabia, you click, you'll find a list of universities. Of course, they do seminars, workshops, and so on and so on. But technically, they are not connected. Now, there's another association. We have a very strong relationship with them. And this is very interesting work is happening in the Asian continent. It's in Indonesia. It's called World University Association for Community Development. And this is His Excellency Director, Professor Nasih. We signed an MOU in the embassy. We went to Indonesia. We work very well with them. They come to us. We go to them. We attended their conferences. Again, the same issue if you go to their website and their platform. Again, a same big example from Africa, Association of African Universities. This is an MOU with Professor Bakri Saeed, the president, and Professor Farina, our director in Queen Mary. We signed an MOU, we start working with them, and we went to their meeting. There's 800 vice chancellors. I managed to speak to as much as possible. But again, if you go to the website, you click on Egypt or Nigeria or Sudan, whatever it is, you will find the list of universities, and they are not physically or digitally connected. If we come down to country specific, take Saudi Arabia, the Ministry of Education. That's where we are really pleased and we're very grateful for being given the opportunity to at least explore and appreciate really the time they have spent looking at our proposal. So in Saudi Arabia, the Ministry of Education, you will find public universities. You click, you will see all the universities there, Qasim University, King Fahd University, King Saud University, and so on. But again, the universities are not digitally connected. You click to the website and that's it. We've been involved with Saudi Arabia for a lot of projects. One example, I'm really proud of it, is the Ifat University in Jeddah. They approached us to help them launch their journal, and we did that. It's called the Middle Eastern Journal of Entrepreneurship, Leadership, and Sustainable Development. This is an example of bilateral, not necessarily the initiative itself, where we have been working for a long time with Saudi Arabia. And on the left-hand side, this is a major conference organized by Al-Bassam University in early 2024 with lots of people from the UN and so on. And I went there, and we've been involved with them. We have a lot of MOUs with Al-Ma'arif, lots of work we've been doing in Saudi Arabia. But again, if you go to the government official website of the ministry, universities are not connecting. And this applies to all Arab universities. Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, Sudan, Jordan, all of them, we have looked at them, and it's the same issue. United Arab Emirates, Qatar, all of them. Now, you can go to this website. You can go to the Russell Group in the UK. Our Russell Group, where Queen Mary is part of them and so on. The same issue. Australia, America. So it's a global issue. That's why I said confidently it has never happened before. And that's why we have to speed up making the best use of what we have built in the last 4 years to try to move it forward. Now, who should join? Technically speaking, theoretically speaking, and by all means, any university across the world, any research center, any college, anyone who is producing knowledge can actually join this initiative. Anyone working in any one of the United Nations Sustainable. The reason we direct people to the specific SDGs because the whole world now is being driven by the United Nations SDGs. So anyone can join, any university, any college, any research center, private, public, it doesn't matter. Now, this is all really will bring us to the very important SDG for me, which is very important, SDG Goal 17, strengthening the means of implementation and revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development. Now, what do members get from this platform? In a very simple, short sentence, a feeling of belonging, of knowing there are people working in the same area and being able to contact them easily. That's a very simple summary. When you join, what you will get that you make friends with people who are actually working on this area with you, sharing the same challenges. You can learn from them, you can call them friends, and you can know how they are progressing, how they achieve, because all of them, they have one goal is to achieve sustainable development in their countries. Now, the concept is very simple. The SDG platform, it will allow you to share. So you share what you have, whatever you have done in SDGs, publications, expertise, knowledge, teaching, courses, anything. And after you share, you collaborate. So you share first, and then people start to collaborate with each other. And then you will be able to contribute to the system by anything, documentation, publications, expertise, and so on. You will be able to produce jointly with others, publish with others, deliver programs together, and so on. You will be aware. You are in Saudi Arabia, but you will be aware what people are doing in Namibia, what people are doing in Jordan, what people are doing in India, what people are doing in Indonesia. This is a very important issue. Know-how. You will learn the know-how. If you look to the Elsevier database, they were showing me yesterday, fantastic database will tell you the top, where is the top research in whatever field you want. And I will give you one example. It was exciting. I just gave them a test, he said. I said to them, can you tell me from your database about mycetoma research across the world? And they put mycetoma in a small group of their database, and they said to me, the highest number of research worldwide is done in a country called Sudan. Yes, and the second is United States. So imagine a poor country currently shredded by war, leading the entire world in the research on mycetoma. And that's no surprise. The reason I gave them that test, because I know the United Nations World Health Organization is recognizing the mycetoma research center at the University of Khartoum in Sudan as a leading reference center for the United Nations. So I said, let me test the Elsevier data. They said they are very proud, is one of the best. And it came. Imagine Sudan research on mycetoma leading ahead of the United States, which is one of the top countries in terms of universities. We want to recognize this. We want people to learn from the best. Yes, that's the best, not necessarily be in the UK or in the US. It could be anywhere. Water desalination. Saudi Arabia is one of the leading countries in water desalination in practice. How can we learn from that? Then you should be able to find, and that's very important. As I said yesterday in my office, they just click mycetoma, blah, blah, blah. They told me everything about mycetoma research across the globe, citation, papers, and so on. And I really congratulate the people doing this in Sudan. And there's many, many others across the developing countries, examples we can refer to. And then you should be able to interact. And that is very important. And when you come to interact, now people are interacting on WhatsApp. People are interacting on social media. How can we use that? Because the young generations, we want to involve them. They would like to be involved in that way. Now, quickly, 3 benefits, but there are a lot of benefits. I will go through them quickly. But for example, all universities now, every university vice chancellor or president, I talked to him, Alam, can you help us with ranking? I said to him, sir, I am talking to you about SDGs. No, ranking, Alam. Can you help with ranking? It's becoming a headache for every university. I don't want to talk about ranking, what is our view on ranking, but ranking now is all changed into impact from 2021. And I will give you one example. I spent 15 years at the University of Sussex, and all that time, University of Sussex, in terms of teaching sustainable development, by the QS ranking, we always #1. So when I meet my friend anywhere, I say, oh, I teach in a university which is #1 in the world in teaching of sustainable development. But I personally, for a long time, I did not believe fully on just teaching. I believe on impact. So when the Times Higher finally realized, I really congratulate them at that time, of importance to evaluate universities, not just on citation, on teaching and so on, but really on the impact on sustainable development. The ranking produced in 2021, Sussex University came down from #1 to 24. Who came #1 ahead of everyone in the entire world? It was University of Manchester. And again, I haven't studied in Manchester. I haven't done anything. I'm completely, if you like, independent of Manchester. I'm not here to promote Manchester. But Manchester University came #1. And when you listen to Manchester University Vice Chancellor talking why they became #1 ahead of everyone, MIT, Oxford, Harvard, everyone, she said, we actually implemented the SDGs in our university. We did not just teach them, we implemented them. So when it comes to equality or women's rights and so on, she said, we implemented laws and regulation in our HR department to allow more women, blah, 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 to do this. When it comes to poverty, we actually implemented a food bank to help the students, blah, 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 blah. I heard last year and the year before, University of East London, in London here, they provide free breakfast for their students. And when I talked to Professor, the provost, he said to me, Alam, our campus is far away from outside in East London. And when the students come very early morning, sometimes they will have to leave home earlier. And some of them are very poor. So imagine, these are the things where you can say, I did implement SDGs. It's not just about teaching. So that's why I think if you show and you commit and you implement this, what we're planning to do, it will help you to do in the ranking. Number 2, all the students we have looked, if you look to any student survey over the last 10 years, all the students now are very keen on sustainability, on green issues, on recycling, on waste management, and so on and so on. So that's why the students you want to attract, we call them sustainability generations, or Generation Z is a sustainability generation. They want to see you at the university heavily involved, committed, and implementing the SDG practices in the campus and so on. Enhance university profile international market. Now it is every university must have a sustainability portfolio. You should have. You have your catalog, your admission brochure, but you should have a sustainability portfolio. You submit to anyone. What are you doing, Alam, sustainability? This is my portfolio. So there's a lot of benefit from this. The way it works, we want to improve better research towards sustainable development and better teaching towards sustainable development. And that will bring us to what we call it better value. And then this will better serve the community and sustainability generations. That's the bottom line of the whole concept. The way we design it is very simple. We have a big portal. At the moment, we are based in Coimbra, University of London, but there is a lot of servers, and this is like more of the global hub. And then we have a shared spaces. We have a shared event calendar, networking news, RSS, useful links, and so on. But then it goes to the global surfaces where we have communities of practices, and I will show you this very soon, and communities of interest. Community of practice, I'm a professor of knowledge management. I would like to talk and join a community of knowledge management with my colleagues who are in my field. I teach marketing. I need to join those who are teaching marketing. I do research on, say, on public policy. I want to join those. But I may have some interest away from this. I may have interest in peace and justice. I may have interest to women empowerment. So I can, the platform will give me the chance to also join a group which is really working at an interest. So there's an interest, and then there is a practice. Research centers and journals, courses, who is who. And I'm very pleased. Even yesterday when I showed this to Elsevier, they said to me, Arif, we are very excited. Everyone saw our who is who directory. He got very excited. He or she, they say, oh, Alam, fantastic. Now I can find Alam easily. I don't need to contact you to give me directions to where can I find Alam or Dr. Petru or XYZ. Global document store, global news, and impact cases so people can learn, and so on and so forth. But most importantly, global frequent asked question and consultation. We would like to have an opportunity for everyone across the world to put his question, or he put a picture of any disease or any sector or anything he found in his farm, and the expert from the database will just answer him, not to come through us. Yes, this is what we are working now, and we have just submitted an application for funding from Google. They have a generous funding. We haven't yet got the result, but whether it's yes or no, this is our direction to get funding to help the whole world with those expertise. We got fantastic people joining this expert directory. Now, the way it works, imagine a university in Saudi Arabia, which is a country here. They join the platform, like, say, University of Hafr al-Batin. I know yesterday is on the process of joining now. I saw the paper. So imagine Hafr al-Batin or, say, Qasim University. They join as Saudi Arabia. The system will automatically connect them with the sub-region, and in this case will be the Gulf universities. Then they will join those from Kuwait, Emirates, Qatar, and others. Then the system will automatically take them to the regional hub, which is belong to Saudi Arabia, which is Arab universities. So they will meet universities from Iraq, Lebanon, Jordan, and others. And the system will take them to others, like Islamic University and so on. But let's take example of Bris Noor Abdurrahman University for women, which is a university in Riyadh, primarily for women. It's a women university. In addition to the Gulf and to the region, which is Arab and the Islamic countries, we can also connect them with other universities, primarily focusing on women, like Ahfad University in Sudan, like the Royal University for Women in Bahrain, and so on and so on. This is the beauty of what we have done. We don't want to leave anyone behind. And that's the United Nations slogan. We really don't want to leave anyone behind. If you are a university focusing on women, we will also take care of you. If you are a university in Islamic world, we take care of you. You are an African university, Asian, Latin American, Caribbean, whatever it is. Now, to show you this, there is a lot of things on the back end, community of practice, content management. This is all technical. I wouldn't go through it now. Knowledge saying, knowledge tools, corporate development, business intelligence, and there's a lot of technical stuff fantastically done and led by a big team. And I here acknowledge really the remarkable work by Komara and his team. Fantastic work, development, first class people, everything we give them, and then they will come back with an answer technically, and then we try to modify it and smooth it for use. Let me take example of Saudi Arabia, which is the focus of our today's conference. Saudi Arabia joined, as I said, we will connect them automatically with the Gulf region, automatically. And then automatically the system will connect them with two others. One of them is the Arab universities, and another one is Islamic universities, because Saudi Arabian universities automatically. So they don't have to do any efforts to meet those from the Gulf or from the Arab or from the Islamic countries. And then finally, we take them across the border, across the sub-region, across the region to outside, to join Queen Mary, California, India, Caribbean. So this is what the system does. And if there is a specific university like Bris Noor I mentioned, we also connect them with a subject-specific universities groups which is the women universities, and so on. If we take from the Arab universities, a country like Sudan or Egypt or Libya or Morocco or Tunisia or Algeria, these countries are not part of the Gulf, but they are part of the Arab, but they are part of the African region. So Sudan and Saudi Arabia, or Libya and Saudi Arabia, or Egypt and Saudi Arabia, they are both Arab universities, but when they join, they meet at the Arab university level and at the Islamic universities level. But then the Saudi will go and join those from the Gulf, and the Sudan or Egypt will go and join those from Africa. But don't forget, those from Algeria, Tunisia, they will still be those from United Arab Emirates, Qatar, in the Arab or in the Islamic one. And then all of them, they will meet at the global portal. Now, a lot of things, as I said, ranking, all of them, times higher QS, attractive new students, golden opportunity to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development. This is a major objective, a strategic area for countries to effort to achieve, because the Vision 2030 in Saudi Arabia, they want every outcome of the Saudi university system, not one of them, to help them achieve sustainable development. Integrate and reconnect curriculum in all subjects. We're going to see fantastic work by Dr. Muhammad from Southampton about one example in the engineering. Attract more research funding. Every funding now, I think almost every funding now is really, you have to show that your commitment and implementation of the SDGs somehow or another. Build relationship and be involved with the United Nations. The United Nations, as you will see from Dr. Petro and those who attended our conference, is a very friendly environment. These are not just people you worry about going to them. They are diplomats. Yes, they are ministers. They are. But at the same time, they are doing all this work to help the world to be a better place. And they want to listen to academia. And this is something I'm sure Dr. Petro will explain better than me. They are eager. They are hungry for us. They want to listen to us. Every one of us, universities in Africa, I know that. I can witness and I can acknowledge that. Enhance university profile in global market, yes. And so on. There's a lot of things. Share knowledge, information regarding sustainable development, digital transformation, climate change, create networking opportunities, using our conference and journals to provide, we will provide it available for you. Co-design, deliver programs to help universities delivering their education, attract more research funding, and join funding application. Now, one of the output or the products of this initiative is another components called SDGs hubs. And this SDGs hub really take artificial intelligence, for example, or take the big problems worldwide: food production, minerals, conflict and terrorism, water, energy, security, education, health, ecosystem, and so on. These are multidisciplinary, can only be achieved, this 7 or 8 objective. You need experts from different sides. If you look to food production, you need to bring experts on agriculture, on technology transfer, agricultural transfer. You want to bring the people expert on bioscience, people on nutrition. So we created these hubs to bring people, to give people again another chance to talk to each other. What do I mean by that? Is that, as the example we're going to see on the climate change or in the food security shortly, is that some scientists, they work in different fields. I am a professor of knowledge management, but that doesn't mean I don't do work on agriculture. I do. I don't do work on marketing. I do publish on marketing, open access, technology transfer. This is all different areas. I'm also a fellow of the public health, the faculty of the public health. I do work in public health. So where can I contribute with my knowledge of public health? I need to join the people in health and development. One example from Egypt, I really like this, from the Academy of Scientific Research and Technology in Egypt. Fantastic, fantastic idea. What the Egyptians have done, and this is what we want to also help countries, Saudi and others, they will look at the global challenges and then they see their national challenges. In Egypt, they said, okay, what is the global challenge? Number one is climate change. Okay, now what is the first or the main challenge in Egypt? They found, the scientists in the academy in Egypt, is also sustainable development and climate change. Number two, water, clean water, clean. But number three, worldwide, is population and resources. In Egypt, that comes number 8. So what is number 3 in Egypt as a challenge is energy. So we want countries to think that way. And the only way to think globally and act locally, if they have the connectivity and the research output of the whole world. If they can talk, they can learn what is happening in Egypt, comparing it what's happening in Lebanon, in Morocco. Again, go out. What is happening in Saudi Arabia? Again, go out. What is happening in Erlangen University or in Indonesia? This is what this system will allow you. The hubs, we start creating these hubs. We will listen to one of them today from Dr. Mohammed, but it could be anything. For example, Gum Arabic is a big topic now. So we have experts on this area. So we created a hub. Anyone can join this, from food security, from agriculture. Artificial intelligence and data science. Anyone working on artificial intelligence data science can join that hub. So the hubs, not necessarily a specific SDG or a specific subject. The other beauty of WSD is the expert. We are very proud and we are very pleased, and we would love to have even thousands and thousands joining this platform. You remember I started by saying our mission and vision was to bring people to think together from all over the world. Short, quick example. Professor Neum, the deputy rector of Erlangen University, expert on biotechnology. Professor Beverly Anderson from California, San Marcos, expert on international relations. She's a dean of many, 3 or 4 universities. Professor Seema Joshi from India. Professor Lairetti Louis from South Africa. And then you go down, Professor Roland McQueen from Edinburgh, Dr. Rehab Tawfiq from Westminster, London, Dr. Petru, critical people like Dr. Petru, academics, but also politicians, policymakers, diplomats, UN. We need a mix of everyone. Then you go to people like Professor Manuel, expert on AI, data science, online learning, one of the top leaders here in the UK, for example, and worldwide. We need the whole world need to benefit from those people. So those who can benefit from Beverly or from New York, not necessarily be American or Asian or Indonesian. We want all this expertise to be available for everyone across the world. And in fact, I can't remember the University of Zaytuna in Jordan. I can't remember, they asked us to send or to nominate one of the experts to go to speak in one of their conferences. And the nomination ended up with Professor Beverly. So it's not necessarily the one who will say, okay, we will contribute with the Jordanian conference by someone from Jordan or Arab countries. It could be an American, it could be Arabic, and so on and so forth. And this is how it works. We want people to benefit from those global experts we have, or we build them over many years. The second brilliant idea, I really love this idea and it worked very well. We want the people who will help each university in the data entry to be their own students. And we managed to attract students. And I'm very proud, our China program particularly is attracting thousands of students. And even if we say we are full now, we can't take more, they will still wait for WSD to give them the chance. And this is just an example. So the students, we want to give the students in Saudi Arabia, in Sudan, in Nigeria, in Canada, the chance to play, to input the data so they can get a training. And when the university employ them as the volunteers, at the end of their time, we will give them a certificate from WSD in London to say that they have spent 3 to 6 months, whatever they like, as a volunteers. So you have a mix of students. Beautiful. They have done a fantastic work for us. And we are very proud of it. We have now people from Kenya, from UAE, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Uganda, many countries. So this is another fantastic way of getting the students to get their hand dirty, if you like, to get their hand inside this sustainable development knowledge. What is next? Quickly, we are working very hard. We created something called SDG tracker to track the progress of each country towards achieving the sustainable development. And doing that, we look at the country's own national review report submitted to the United Nations. So the Saudi Arabia one, accelerating to achieve a sustainable future. This is the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia report to the UN, which Dr. Petru is going to analyze very carefully after me. We will also look to link all this with the vision of the country, Vision 2030 Saudi. And we're hoping at some point, after we get all the universities' contribution to the system, we will be able to write a very comprehensive report and give it to the Vision 2030 or to the government of Saudi Arabia, saying to them, This is the challenges you identified as a government, and this is what we think your own university system could help you to reduce these or to overcome these challenges. It will help you to improve the achievement of the SDGs. I mean, this is a work in progress, but we already started. And I think we presented this initiative back in 2024 in Al-Bassam University. All this is available, but I'm very pleased to say the website is now fully functioning, is available now, and I will show you the demo very soon. I know I exceeded my time a little bit, but I will just quickly finish this because I'm very keen to move on time to Dr. Petro. So SDGs Universities. So what I'm going to quickly, just to finish this presentation, I want to show you a real demo of this. What I said, I want to show it to you in real terms, in practice. This is the platform. All the talk I did is about producing this, okay? Now, when you come to the platform, you will see about what we are, the backgrounds, the objectives, the launch event. We have done a lot of launch event. And here I would like to invite you all. We have done one in the UN. This is the Director General. We have done one in Saudi Arabia for the Arab as the Gulf. We've done one for the Africa in Namibia. We've done one in Asia, in Indonesia, with the Asian Community Association. We've done one online. And so there's many, many, many of them. So you can watch them and you can see all of them. But then you can look at the partnership with all the universities we have, and you can read what we can partner with everything. These are all partnership in Saudi Arabia and others, or across the world. And then you can look at the team. There's a big team, global team, regional coordinator, volunteers, a lot of them, executive committee, operation coordinator. It's a big, big, big team. Now, how to join? You will go to the form here, and there's a lot of questions answered here. Why you join? You can see all the answer, as I explained earlier. And then also you will find, if you want to join, you can join online, and then we will get back to you, or you will just contact us. All of it is available. And then the big question we always get asked, what are the membership criteria? What do I get? And here we try to put these items in each of these criteria. We call them seed, water, grow, and sustain. They are different. They are different because what you will get in each of them, apart from the basic listing in the platform, you will get more items, all based on what we've been asked or requested to do. For example, helping your journals to be published in Scopus, to be listed in Scopus is not the main issue for us, but we've been asked to say, can you help us with this? And we said, fine. If we help universities to list their journals in Scopus, that means it will improve the research, and that will fall well with us. But because it's a process and it costs a lot of efforts, we have to add it to one of the criteria. Some people, they said, can you help me get universities in the UK to help me to launch joint project? We said, yes, fine. Can I come and visit you? Spend some time and you connect me? We said, fine. So we're going to allow people to come to London, spend from a week to 4 weeks, and so on and so forth. Some people, they ask us to help them or to facilitate their joining to membership, the Royal College of Surgeons, Chartered Institute of Management Accountant, IEEE, Higher Education Academy. Yes, we can help with all this. So this list, really, you need to study them carefully because there are quite a lot of difference. We can help you with your conferences, help you with your marketing. There's a lot of stuff here. But how it works, once you join, your university will be listed. And then in each university, as the starting now, let's take whatever it is, MIT. We're starting now with few components. We will give you the chance to write your own overview. You will have an opening video, your map, and then we will classify you. So now this university belongs to the US and the North American one. That means someone looking into North America with Canada, he will find this university. And then we will put the ranking currently we have from the system from QS here, because people, they're asking the ranking of this university. And then if you are in the top 100, we will add that. And this is all data available. Then we will ask you to identify the SDGs you are working on. So if you say, I am working on SDGs 13, for example, whether it's a research center or a courses, whatever it is. If you click on SDGs 13, immediately you will see all other universities working on that SDG 13 immediately, whether they are in the US, Qatar University, in the Gulf, UK, whatever it is. At the same time, if you click on expert on SDG 13, you will find all the experts in the system worldwide who are working on SDG 13. And here you find Professor Alan John from our Sustainability Institute in the UK, Professor Muhammad Nasih from Indonesia, Professor Ban from Trinidad, Tobago, and so on. The list will go on. Australia, Professor Joseph Maboy from Botswana. This is just in a quick. Let's assume you click on, okay, Hanan Makkawi, very well, top lady in Jordan, top academics in the Arab world. When you come to her side, again, you will learn about the subject she's specialized on, her qualifications, her research, if she got any videos, any galleries, activities, and so on. Now, if you go back quickly, now we go back to the universities. You can say universities by the map, you just go to the map. The only difference between this map and all other organization map is here. Let's go to Saudi Arabia now. This is a valid map. So if any university join, it will be showing in Saudi Arabia. Okay. Here, when you click on Saudi Arabia, the universities, you will get this Abha University, Imam Abdul Rahman, Imam Muhammad bin Saud, and so on. These are all dummy data, by the way. Okay. And then if you click on any of these universities, let's go to King Khalid, because I just came back from Khalid University, fantastic university in Abha. Here, you can see the courses they teach, examples of courses which are related to SDGs. You can see the research they're doing. They have research center or Prince Sultan Center for Research and Environment. And then you can see the event they are running, their staff, sample of their staff. If you click of any of these people, for example, let's click, you will go to the person who working in their King Khalid University immediately. And then you can learn about everything he does or she does. Now, if you come here, you can say them universities by SDG. As we said, you just click on the SDG, you can say them by the region if you don't like the map, or if you can go to Arab, Gulf, and in the Gulf, you choose which one. So it's very interactive, and we will keep improving this based on the feedback. Now, you can say them by association. I want the universities which are part of the Association of African Universities, Association of Commonwealth, Association of Islamic, and so on, Association of Women. Yeah, good example. Let's look at the women. Now, these are all universities doing only focusing on women. Prince Noura, Saudi Arabia, Ahfad, Sudan, Avishkhang in India, Women University in Zimbabwe, Effat in Jeddah, Royal in Bahrain, and so on, all of them. And then you can say them by subject. And this is the beauty of it. You can say about universities specialized in particular subject. I want universities really focusing on agriculture, for example, or they have much emphasis on agriculture. Now you get this one from Malawi, from Bangladesh, from Nigeria. And that's how it works. When it comes to teaching, the same thing happen apply again. When it comes to research, you can click on all the research centers, or you can say centers by the map, alphabetically. Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, Air Service Center in Italy, and so on and so forth. But you want to say them by subject. The same thing apply by SDG, by region, and so on. You can say the publication, and this is one example I'm going to discuss later. If you look here, I want to look as journals published by a specific country, for example, or let's do by map. I know this, sorry, we want the publication, sorry, because I know maybe people have asked me a lot of time about journals. Big question in Saudi Arabia. Many people in Saudi Arabia, I met, they said there is no place really to find all the journals published by Saudi Arabian universities, just in one go. Very easy, in front of you now. Academia, Al-Faisal University, Agricultural Science, King Saud University, Al-Shamal Journal of Humanities, North Border University, Al-Jof University Journal of Medical, and so on. These journals are available there. So number one, we need to identify them, to bring them out. And the second step is to filter them, give them together, bring all the editors together and work with them to try to help them improve and go to Scopus and so on. And this, the list will go on and on. Now, the other, just quickly, the SDG hub. This is really one of the key issues here in this hub. If you go to, say, artificial intelligence, when you go to the hub, you will find everything to do with that hub. The objective, the global reach, the resources, the team, the videos, and so on. But if you go to the team, you will find there will be, now my name is put at the default and get it, but there will be Def Hub one, not me. All the universities joining will be listed here. All the researchers will be listed here. And then these people, they will make a group and they will communicate. They can publish, they can do whatever they want. Again, they have their videos, they have their news. It could be from anywhere. This news is from where? Saudi Arabia, from Stanford, whatever it is. This is the beauty of this system. And then here you can join the SDG hub, or you can go to the SDG. In order to join these hubs, you need to be a member. Otherwise, you cannot. Not because we don't want you to join, but because the system, the data is so big, and we need to input you inside. And I tell you an example why you need to join in order to be part of this. Let's go to the climate change, which Muhammad is going to talk to us about it in maybe half an hour time. If you go to the team here, we won't be able to access each other. If you want to talk to, where is Muhammad? This is Muhammad Hassan. If you click on Muhammad Hassan, if his data is not already in the system, you're not going to learn. Where do we connect you? So here you can see Muhammad, you can see his videos, where he works in Southampton, and the area he's doing, the society he's joining, and so on. And the research he's doing, the qualification, the videos, and the gallery, and so on and so on. And then we have the event calendar, and then we have the impact case studies, again, saved by everyone. And I think really because I exceeded my time, I think I need to stop here. The reason for that, the website is available. The Saudi Arabia is just, after we design the whole platform for the whole world, then we take each country and separate it out. And then they are already connected at the back. So this is Saudi Arabia Universities, which is a separate platform, but it got the same content, but then it will be customized to Saudi Arabia. But Saudi Arabia Universities, everything they do in their website, it will automatically be shared across the whole world. I am very keen to stop because, as I said, we have commitment of many people across the world. So